Finish. Live. 0 seconds.
Hey folks, this is Glenn Davis. I am the blind dude. I apologize very much so for being late getting home, and I was late for the show. It's not very good doing that. I was at Sam's Wholesale today, and the cabs wouldn't pick us up. And we called North Area, or the store did, so we have witnesses. And then North Area lied again and said that number 7 was at the store, and the witnesses at Sam's did say no way. So, that's the way it is with us. And I apologize for my fans out there that are watching this program right now. That, you never know when I might come on. I am the blind dude. I might surprise you. But sad news today. I know you Ohio State fans, and I know you're sad about Urban Meyers being gone. And I don't know who they're going to be a coach as good as Urban Meyers was. So, Ohio State, I hope you're in for a rough off season here, and the news is not good. And I hope the man is okay health wise. And I admire the President Trump, and I'm not ashamed to say it. And I love to meet the man. If y'all have any connections with the Trump administration and Republicans or whatever, I love to meet and have the honor to meet President Trump. I love to paint his portrait, and maybe he'll give me a shot at doing so. And I am reporting live, and it's cold, folks, here in North Charleston, South Carolina. And I am proud that Will Muschamp and company are going to the Belt Bowl. It's not exactly the one I wanted. I think they got the respect and right to go to the Outback Bowl. And I know Brian Edwards can do a great job at being the wide receiver for South Carolina, but I was concerned with Virginia. I don't think we ever played them on our schedule, so they're gonna have to study the film and keep an eye on what's the threat that they need to look out for the defense is still thin out, but the defense is coming around, and they did play a great game last week with a 28-3 victory. And Bentley's throwing his arms good. Brian Edwards is getting out there and catching the ball and returning punt returns. And so I think this reporter knows that Carolina should come out victorious and be 8 wins, and they'll be historical in nature to be 8-5 and 8-4. Should be 8-4, I believe. So that's a great record. I'd be happy with that. And I know Clemson can beat the tar out of anybody. But even Paul Feinbaum said that the ACC was weak. They didn't really play anybody. So he agrees with me. I can't believe this. SEC talk show host Paul Feinbaum on the Mike and Mike show today, this morning, 6 to 10, said, quote unquote, that Clemson did not really play anybody. So there you go, quote. And I was right all along. So I have somebody to back this reporter up. I only report the facts, folks. So you go ahead and judge whatever. But Clemson's overrated. But we'll see when they go to Notre Dame or Notre Dame goes to Clemson. We'll see who's overrated. But Trevor Lawrence, you better be out and ready to play. Notre Dame's been known to come out being the winner of the Fighting Irish. So watch out, they're coming. And I hope you're ready to face that juggernaut 12-0. Just think, they're like you. So it's going to be an interesting game on the 29th of December at 1600 hours. I hope you folks be there at 4 p.m. for Trevor Lawrence and company is going to have their work cut out for them because it's going to be a good game. And South Carolina's going up against Virginia, and that'll be a noon game on the 29th. And then that's going to be a great day on January 1, win all them bowl games, you all. And it's going to be sad in a way for me because I love football. And I hope that there is a way someday not to worry about the playoff. Let's have football all year long. I don't mean soccer now. I mean football, okay? Pro tackle football, college tackle football. No soccer for this reporter. I'm not into it. I think it's kind of boring myself. And I don't like to see guys flopping around all over the field looking like dead old ducks, you know? So I just think that I wish we could have football all year. Let's get arena football back. That'd be great. At least that's pro tackle football, you know.
Live. 6 minutes 20 seconds.
And as you know, this is another football weekend and it's Saturday. Army Navy. Army Navy game. You got a great week ahead of you in Philadelphia, West Point. I'm gonna go next year. This reporter's got to get the money. Y'all got to help send this reporter to Philadelphia near the all the festivities with the parade and then the game. It's gonna be a good game. Army Navy. The Navy has not been playing well. Army's probably gonna be heavily favored in this game. And I know for the fact that this reporter knows that it will not be a close game. Army's gonna cream us this year. And I'm an old midshipman, but I'm also in the National Guard. So I really don't have a dog in the hunt, but it is football. So I can't wait. I even might even go with the college, whatever they call that game, what they call North and South. I like that game. And also they got another one, the Pro Bowl. Football ain't over yet. It's got a ways to go. And then we got the college championship to play sometime late January. So, I mean, it's going to be a long way to go before football's over. But the sad day is going to be February 3rd. And it's going to be Super Bowl time. They already got the halftime laid out, I guess, already. And it's sad to see football to an end. And now we're back to golf. Ugh. And that's boring to me to see a bunch of guys getting a club, hitting a poor little old golf ball, and trying to hit it in that little old hole. You know, it's stupid. All that money designing courses and all this steel. I mean, I can't understand people's logic in liking golf. I mean, I don't even think the ratings are very well in golf, but CBS, in their infancy, they love to air the golf deal, and that'll start probably after football in February, if not January. And I always hate that. It runs into the Sunday night lineup, and I hate that when the 60 Minutes and all that gets interfered because of dumb golf. I hate it. I hate racing, NASCAR. Come on. A bunch of cars going around the circle going 200 miles an hour and not going anywhere. All that fuel wasted. I don't know if they're experimenting on cars or what, but please, I don't know if that's a sport or they just sitting in there just behind the steering wheel going round, 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 and these people are standing up in the stands wanting to wreck, wreck, wreck. These are violent times we are in, and this is what the people pay for to see. And people understand that even in racing, it's part of danger of concussion and all that stuff. But, people got to understand, folks, and it irritates me that people don't think blind people watch TV. And they always say, look at the number on the screen or, whatever. I mean, they need to announce these 800 numbers. Could be important difference in a blind person's life that they could do this or they can do that. I like to advertise my church, New Jerusalem Church, at 108 Dorchester Manor, Dorchester Road, and it's right up Ashby Phosphate area. And it's also New Jerusalem Church, and Elder Scroggin is the manager. His number is 843-207-9915. And Aaron Rodgers, I still like Aaron Rodgers of the Green Bay Packers, even though everybody seemed to think that the coach was fired because of Aaron, but he was fired because it's coming in for a long time, and that the Green Bay Packers are slipping, but yet they're getting into, they can still make the playoff realm. And this reporter thinks that Aaron Rodgers is still going to go for it and make maybe even the Super Bowl. They got an important game coming up, so let's support our Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers. And I still have to go with my Browns and Baker Mayfield. And I think he's a great quarterback in the making. And I think the Browns is going to do a great deal. And I think someday the Browns is going to make a great team. And I admire that team because Baker Mayfield, I followed him in college, and he's a great player as a QB. Let's see. Debo Samuel, it quit the Gamecocks. Apparently he's going pro, and I wish him all the luck in the world. And I hope he has a great season with the pros like John Watson, and maybe he'd be able to run down the field on the kickoff like Spiller did. But whatever team he goes with, I might go with that team. I guess I might have to go bandwagon jumping and follow Debo Samuel in his career because he is a great football player. Brian Edwards, I'll have to see how he does in the Belt Bowl. And I never heard of this bowl before, but we'll have to see how it goes with the Belt Bowl. And see who else replaces Debo Samuel. I hope they get the word pretty soon on who that would be. And I know he'll be a great player. Another thing is, don't count the Gamecocks out now because that's why they call the Fighting Gamecocks. And a lot of teams have learned that lesson. Ask Florida. They was 15th, but we kept up with them. And everybody probably thought that would be a blowout game, but it wasn't. So there you go. And I know for a fact that the National Federation of the Blind really needs a center in Charleston, South Carolina to help those who just recently became blind. Just can you imagine that you laying in a hospital bed and you worried on this and that, and because you lost your sight, or a doctor says you are losing your sight, think about how you would feel. And could you adjust or not? Just think about that. My book, God's Eyes, illustrates that fact, and that you try cane traveling and it don't work because some streets have obstacles that you can't really detect safely by traveling with a cane. So a guide dog will be your pal and be your companion and returns your love and makes sure you're safe, looks out for curbs, looks out for poles, and makes a blind person independent and get around everything. If you would like a great copy of this book, and oh, by the way, it's a great read, just call 866-554-0919. and you will enjoy this book. And it's at all Barnes and Noble store nearest you. And another thing, the Philadelphia Eagle, whatever, is football team is coming back now. They could be in the playoffs too, along with the Green Bay Packers still. So it's not over yet with this football. And I'm glad to see that we could have a little longer season. But everything's got to be done by February 3rd. And also, I hope that the coach of Green Bay Packers has a fine life and everything will be fine with him. And hopefully, you can find him another position in the NFL. Once it's in your blood, this reporter thinks that he can find him another position. And you don't get fired in the NFL. You always shift it. You always go from one team to the other. Just a reminder about that.
Finish. Live. 16 minutes 21
I
seconds.
just want to also point out if y'all want to have a small business or an idea, you need to open up a website and welcome donations like www.davisveteranservices. And I urge people to check out HC Buzz because Sports Buzz is about everything you need to know, like a Channel 5 or your local news sports report. I haven't done good enough for the highlights yet, but once I get the equipment in and everything is going to be great. And keep up with the scores. There's baseball coming up, and basketball's here to keep going. There's a lot going on in the sports industry. Therefore, I ask if you guys need a reserve company or know companies that we're here to recruit companies to come into Sports Buzz and advertise with us. And I'll be glad to advertise your spot. And also, Best Choice is a good internet company that would look out for your interests. And therefore, it would be great if you guys would open up your website with Best Choice. And it's the best choice you could do for your internet business. You can't go wrong with Best Choice because they are the best choice. And this is it for this reporter. We're coming up on the end of this. But, there's a lot more going on. And we'll see again. Paul Feinbaum agrees with this reporter. Clemson didn't play with anybody. ACC is weak this season. They didn't really get a game going. Therefore, they got a tough contest coming up. Notre Dame is tough. The Fighting Irish can beat Clemson. Even though the point spread says no, 11 points off. But Notre Dame is Fighting Irish. And the Fighting Irish, I hope this is one that can knock Clemson out of the playoffs. Because I don't like Clemson. I'm a Gamecock fan. And that's the way it is with a rivalry. Okay, folks? All right, then. Bueno Cana Diaz to y'all guys. Have a very Merry Christmas. And if you're offended by that, and oh, by the way, this guy don't like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer because it promotes bigotry and bullying. Give me a break. Get a life, get busy, overlook things sometimes. It's Christmas, for Pete's sake. Merry Christmas to everyone out there. And I know that I'll say that on every show till Christmas is done because it is the season. And oh, by the way, Happy Hanukkah to all those that are Jewish faith. We love everybody. Bueno con dias, and have a good morning and afternoon and night, and be safe and take care. Adios, amigos and senoritas.
Finish. Live. 20 minutes 18 seconds.
Perfect.
Option. Fill. Chat. Switch. 0. Live. 20 minute. Finish. Finish. Alert. Are you